Hey everybody, welcome back. Really good to be here. I was going to wait until the Virgo full moon, which I think is happening around the 18th, 19th, 20th. I must check that. But I needed to hop on and just name the third decan of Pisces season. If you know what decans are, it's like basically 3/3, yeah? And we're into the final third of Pisces season, and this is drowny. This is drowny season. This is the drowning part of the season. It's overwhelming. Everyone I speak to right now is feeling a sense of impetus, like they want to get going, they want to start, they're feeling this freshness, this newness, this hope on the horizon, but it's like there's this whole other ass bullshit to deal with while, we're waiting on this brilliant new thing to start. And I feel it too, honestly. Especially last week, I really felt like I was on some candid camera show or something. I was expecting somebody to jump out of a bush and be like, it's all a joke, here's $1 million, which unfortunately didn't happen. But I'm not giving up complete hope, you know what I'm saying? But it's just that feeling of like, why am I being tested so much? Like, what the hell is going on? And a lot of times I find that when ordinary reality gets overwhelmed like this, like even trying to set this up today, like I don't even know if the angle is right or whatever, because it's literally after taking me nearly an hour, and this scene here is after taking me an hour. Can you believe it? But it's just every conceivable possible thing. Like I had to delete loads of stuff out of my files to even record this video. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's stuff like that. Like everything is just overwhelming. There's just so much to deal with. And as I was saying, I find that when ordinary reality gets overwhelmed like this, it's done for a reason. It's done to somewhat distract us. And people say like distraction's a bad thing. Like what do you mean? When we're so focused on who we think we should be, where we think we should be going, what it is we should be doing, it's really hard sometimes to create newness, and it's hard sometimes to actually align with your life purpose. Like the universe is constantly, and life is constantly trying to get us to align with our life purpose, yeah? That's why it blocks certain paths to certain places, people, things, jobs, whatever, because it's not for us. And so if we're feeling a lot of resistance right now and a lot of overwhelm, it can be to do with this initiation, and it feels like an initiation. Yes, you're not mistaken. There are some fantastic new beginnings afoot. And I would say that what we've been through in like January, February, and a part of this month, to be honest with you, when it comes to the end of this month, astrologically anyway, everything looks so much better than it has in quite a while, because it's been a bit of a shit show, let's face it, hasn't it? With everything that's been going on. So, the stars are aligning to that as well. But sometimes we need to go through this little underworld initiation. I mean, I have this talent, I'm not going to name it because I might go back to it. I'm still so confused, to be honest with you, with regards to what I'm going to talk about. I have this talent. I've always had it. And I've indulged in it. It was my career for many, many years. I taught it then. I taught the skill that I have to other people and had a business doing it. I still love it. But I had to stop it for a while because life just became really overwhelming at a certain point in my life, and I just needed to take a break. But anytime I've thought about going back into the world to do things, because I've a lot of interests, right? My mind focuses on this particular skill and says things like, you should be doing this, you ought to be doing that, get back to who you are. But every time I go to do it, I don't feel the same hunger or joy. Now that could be because when I was growing up, I didn't get a lot of attention. And the only time I got attention was for this skill. So I would indulge in this skill a lot to get the attention that I really needed for my survival. So I wonder, is there a part of me that still needs to heal that and the joy for the skill will come back? Or is it that that chapter of my life, I'm being beckoned to something new, and I'm starting to feel like I'm being beckoned to something new, and it's scary because it's that sense of like I defined myself around this skill for pretty much my whole life, and now I'm being called to not do that anymore, and it's scary. And when I was in meditation before this video, I remember just seeing a North Star, and my little son did a little play last year with his school. It was like a nativity play, and one of the songs was like, follow the star, follow the star. And that's all I could hear in my head was follow the star. So like for everybody right now, you may be following a path, or a path might start to open, and you might feel drawn, and you might feel like, I don't know why I feel drawn to this, or this person, or this thing, or this place, or this whatever. It's not my usual thing. This isn't how I would define myself. But for some reason, I feel really interested or really kind of drawn just to explore it a bit more, or be around it. Do it. Do it. You don't have to jump head first into anything, especially don't in Pisces season, especially not in the last decan of Pisces, because drowning is possible, you know. And then when it comes to Aries season and it's all fire, and yeah, and you're like coming out like a drowned rat out of the sea, not a good look for anybody. So this is more of an insular thing of going like, do I define myself in the same ways that I used to? You don't have to make any big decisions. This is, as I say, just a kind of a pondering in one's own mind, and just allow yourself to walk towards those stars that are lighting up in front of you. Why the hell not? I'm going to pull a card, just one, I think. If more than one comes out, fair enough. But I just want to get a flavour of this time, and I'll be back for the Virgo full moon, which is next week, at some point. Around the 18th, 19th, 20th. So, okay. So I'm just going to ask for some divine protection now from my angels, ancestors.